Okay, I'm going to show you how to use the SUPR-Q calculator here. Pretty straightforward. The first thing you're going to want to do is collect your survey data. You can use whatever survey tool you want. For example, if it's SurveyMonkey, UserZoom, Survey Gizmo, your own pop-under or pop-up off your website. You can even collect it by hand if you really wanted to. Once you get that, just export it into Excel. Make sure you know the order of which questions are, so we need to maintain the order. And also for the likelihood to recommend question, which is used for the Net Promoter, we need to make sure that that is scored from 0 to 10. Often survey software will rescale that from 1 to 11 because they don't like zeros. So once you've got it in Excel format, you're ready to go. It's pretty straightforward from this point. From the SUPR-Q calculator homepage, you just go to the raw data scoring tab. You need to enable the macros so it'll allow you just to clear the values. So I'm going to do that here. So I'm clearing out the values. Now I'm just going to copy and paste these values from the export. I'm going to go back to the SUPR-Q, pasting them in, again making sure I've got the right values. So I automatically get the mean, standard deviation, and sample size for each one. The transformed scores for the overall and for each of the subscales are generated. And right away I could see my SUPR-Q score of a 16%. That means this particular website is scoring higher than 16% of all websites in the database. And the 90% confidence interval we can see here is between about 12 and 21%. We can also see it by attribute, so it's actually a little bit better for loyalty than it is for the other attributes. There's the raw net promoter score of a negative 37%. Here are the raw values, and then there's the sample size and standard deviation. We have a check of internal reliability called Cronbach alpha or coefficient alpha. This is just one check to make sure respondents are consistently responding to the questions. We can change the confidence interval here to affect the confidence intervals. I typically keep that at 90%. So once we get that value, we just go and we could drill into a little bit more. So I'm going to go into the SUPR-Q, and automatically I see where the score is relative to other values in the database. So I can automatically see that the 16% is a little bit better than some of the websites, and I've got a highlighting feature on here that automatically shows you which ones you're better than and which ones you're worse than. So even though 16 is not stellar, it's actually a little bit better than the Verizon website in this case. We can see the loyalty is actually higher than all of them. So where it's red, it means those websites are doing better than you. So I've got it filtered by just the wireless industry, but we can see here if I turn it on for all the industries that are represented in the database, it gives a value. This is again for only for the full license. You can see there's about 110 in there right now. And so you can see again the number of websites that it's how it scores relative to each one, and you get to see how each of those websites scored. This is measuring usability's proprietary data studies that we have conducted. You can also do summary scoring, just entering in the value. So there's the raw mean we saw from the scoring tab, the standard deviation, and the sample size. It automatically generates the confidence intervals and your percentile rank as well, and you get this nice little automatically generated graph. The other thing we could do is it shows you just visually the scores in the database. The 200 websites have been transformed so they follow a normal distribution. And so you can see that a score of 16% just reminds you that you're in the lower tail of things, that it's not great. You want to be up here at the 99th percentile. So the bulk of websites are going to be in here. Roughly the equal proportion are below and above in both tails of that normal curve. Another thing I've got is you could just do, again, summary scoring for each of the attribute. It'll generate the confidence intervals for you as well. So I've got the raw values that we saw from the scoring tab already put in there. It's giving me that same percentile, the confidence intervals. And I've also got the usability subscale in there, so I could see that percentile rank. And because the usability score correlates so highly with the system usability scale, I've actually put a SUS equivalent in here. So this is the effective SUS score that you'd get if you actually used the system usability scale instead of the SUPR-Q for the website. So a score of a 12.5, what we got here, is equal to roughly a SUS score of about a 59, which is about the 27th percentile of SUS. So again, not so stellar. But that's what you do with this SUPR-Q calculator. It's pretty straightforward. I create as many sheets as I need for each project, and when I want to make comparisons over time or to different websites, it's very easy. If you can use Excel, you can use the SUPR-Q calculator.